Hello there. What is going on? Welcome to another exciting evening of Roar Stream. Happy Christmas. Welcome. Happy holidays. I hope everything worked out great for everybody and everybody had a wonderful Christmas season. I have good and excellent news for you. This will be the last time we talk about the Christmas Carol, at least for another 11 months. We do have a little wrap up to do, though. We have a few things to talk about. I've got some bones to pick, as it were, with some Christmas Carol. Hi, Kitty. How was your holiday? I know how your holiday was. How was everyone else's holiday? Did everybody get everything that they wanted from Santa Claus or whatever deity they choose to pray to? I do hope you do. I hope you sent out your presents, you got all your lists taken care of, everything was under the tree waiting for you. Mwah. Let's get to it. I've got the Christmas adaptations list from tiermaker.com. We're re-experiencing the Tiermaker tier list. It's got a whole bunch of gold on there, and I found this, which was great, 'cause now I don't have to make it. There's a whole, hold on, so I got something for this. So now I don't have to make it. Plus, it comes with a whole bunch of versions that not only have I not ever seen, I've never even heard of any of these versions. Like this one I expect. This one's from the BBC. I know of Mr. Magoo. Stingiest Man in Town, I've just learned, hold on, I can get this bigger for you. Stingiest Man in Town I just learned of. That's the Rankin and Bass version. We might be watching that next year. I don't know. That's a problem for another day. Flintstones Christmas Carol was something I couldn't find on YouTube. I'll probably have to watch that offline somewhere in the future. I've never even heard of Rich Little's Christmas Carol. Hold on. No, it's actually big enough that I can see it. Rich Little's Christmas Carol is from 1978, broadcast in Canada as a TV special. The heck you say? I wonder if that's on YouTube. I'm gonna go look it up over here. So you don't end up doxing myself. Rich Little's Christmas Carol. It is, maybe. This is the 30th anniversary of Rich Little's Christmas Carol, Part 1. I don't trust that. I'm going to put this in my favorites. It's something we can take a look at later. But yeah, I've never even heard of that version. I don't know what this version is. It's too small. Oh. Well, whatever it is, it's too late to watch it now, so that's a problem for next Christmas. A Carol Christmas that looks like something that was created in 2003. Tori Spelling, whatever. Barbie, A Christmas Carol, didn't even know existed. Miss Scrooge, I believe that was 2007, which features our first non-white Scrooge, which is fascinating. It's interesting that they took that long to deviate. I mean, this one's a skunk, so I mean, this one did deviate quite a bit. This one, I don't know who Jane Horrocks is. I don't know who any of these characters are. Henry Winkler. This one's on YouTube. We could end up watching that one next year. Scrooge and Marley, completely unknown to me. I do like this little, he's probably way too small for you to see him, but this Ghost of Christmas Present looks just jovial as heck. Oh, now it's screwed up. There we go. And these two versions of Bugs Bunny Christmas Carol, I've seen most of. It's fine. I don't know it enough to really rate it, so I'm leaving it on the haven't seen list. And this version, I don't even know what this is. This looks like a 1955 version of Christmas Carol that somebody animated over a weekend. I have no information on that one. I'll have to look that up later. These are not important. These are a problem for future Roar. These, however, are the ones we're going to be taking a look at tonight. The first 6 are the ones that we did on the YouTube Shuffler. Along with them, we have the Christmas Carol from Disney from 2009. We have the 1984 version that we skipped out on, Mickey's Christmas Carol, which we got a lot of things to say about that one. This is a YouTube version that also features Alastair Sims. The 1930 version that we skipped out on, and Scrooged with Bill Murray. I have Just a few things to say about that one. Not really all that much. Let me get rid of these. So we've got some rating to do. Let's start with, I put this in a completely arbitrary order. Let me get rid of this music. Boop. All right. We're going to go ahead and start with the Tim Curry animated version. I've got the trailers, so we can take a look and see what we may have missed out, just so we can refresh what we watched, because most people don't usually watch the Christmas Carol piecemeal along with 6 other versions over the course of as many days. So let's go ahead and watch the trailer of the 1997 animated version, just so we can recap what we watched.
Coming to video this holiday season.
A Merry Christmas to everybody!
It's an all-new
Spoilers.
animated musical version of everyone's favorite holiday classic, A Christmas Carol.
I am the ghost of Christmas present.
Tell me a tale about Christmas that's really with fun and good cheer. Tell me a tale to bring laughter and maybe the hint of a tear.
A lot of dancing.
This heartwarming family movie stars the voices of Whoopi Goldberg,
I bet you've never had a guest like me before.
Ed Asner,
I've come to warn you.
Michael York,
I give you Mr. Scrooge.
I think you saw this one a lot as a child. We watched the whole thing. It's something
and
else.
features original music and songs.
He never quite saw such a sight as Santa's sooty suit.
Sooty suit.
Carol is sure to
Honestly?
draw the entire family,
Hold on.
and it's coming directly to video just in time for the holidays.
I'll give it its time.
A Christmas Carol.
I'm gonna be honest. Whoopi Goldberg's awful. Whoopi Goldberg in that version is not the best. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg herself is. Excuse me. No. Yeah, I don't know exactly what Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not even. Okay, let's bring the Christmas Carol up here, right up here to the front. So this version. I'm just going to play this on repeat over here. So this version, let's talk about it. It did have some pluses. Here's some pluses. It did not have the traversing to hell scene, which a surprising and disappointing amount of Christmas carols opted to go with. Jacob Marley was completely forgettable. I don't remember anything special about Jacob Marley. Tim Curry, excellent. Tim Curry did a fantastic Scrooge. The songs. Santa's City Suit was just a clever song. The rest of them completely forgettable. You don't remember most of the scenes. You don't remember any of these scenes happening, flailing in the background. Oh God. Hold on. Do I have my writing thing? Let me get my pen. Epic pen. It's gotta be D or F. It's got some things going for it. Not a ton. Draw on screen. Here we go. Not sure why it's not repeating. I told you to loop. There we go. So Tim Curry, excellent. There's too many actively terrible parts in it. And it's also pretty boring. It's short. It was easily the shortest of them. I'm gonna say, first of all, let's go back to the list. I'm gonna say initial thoughts. Initial thoughts, I'm gonna put it in C. And here's why. It gains points because it doesn't have the travel to hell. The songs, while for the most part not really for me. We got to remember who the audience it was for. So I think Christmas Carol, the 1997 version, who is this audience for? I don't think it's for us. I'm pretty sure this is for the younger audience. This is for the same audience they're trying to grab with Mickey's Christmas Carol, the same audience they're trying to grab with, Muppets Christmas Carol. This is not the same audience that's trying to appeal to like Alastair Sim. The audience was you, a 5-year-old, 19. Well, 5 might be too young for this. There's some disturbing scenes in this. I mean, look at this one. In this one, they're playing the piano. As for, I could see where it could be seen as boring. How was the scene with Joe in this? There was something that I wanted to remember with all of these. 1997, Tim Curry, Christmas Carol. I want to remember the scenes with Joe, and I don't really remember if we didn't even go to Joe in this version. I'm pretty sure that gets the points right there. Any version that doesn't go to Joe. I was wrong. They kind of went to Joe.
If he wanted somebody out, why not? It's not like he's gonna catch cold without him.
Or without his bed curtains.
The lesson.
Okay, so kind of half and half. They didn't actually go see Joe, but they did go and steal all of his things. Christmas Carol is short. Tim Curry has kind of a annoying interpretation of Scrooge. He did an excellent interpretation on the audiobook, but his interpretation in the movie was a bit annoying. The Ghost of Christmas Past was a Peter Pan style flying boy for no reason whatsoever. Whoopi Goldberg did a terrible job as Ghost of Christmas Present. I think that's a firm C. I think it's only saved from a D because Tim Curry was fantastic. It's the only one with a dog. I think C is fair. What else do we got? What's next? So next on our list, we got Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm not saying a gosh darn word. I think it's a wasted. I think it's a mediocre Tim Curry, but let's be real, a mediocre Tim Curry is better than Alastair Sim. Not gonna lie.
Humbug. He was the greediest man alive.
It's Ebenezer Scrooge.
Until the night he met someone extraordinary.
Hello.
The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Why? That's not in the movie. Is this Beetlejuice music? I remember reading that they used Beetlejuice music in the promo. This music was not in the movie.
Accurate to Mr. Scrooge, even though he is odious and stingy and badly dressed.
There goes Mr. Humbug. There goes Mr. Grin.
Do you think it's safe for us to be up here?
They gave a prize for being mean. The winner would be him.
Yes, Mr. Cratchit.
If you please, Mr. Scrooge, the bookkeeping staff would like to have an extra shovel full of coal for the fire.
How would the bookkeepers like to be suddenly...
How are they doing in this promo? I don't think they're doing a great job.
Classic tale. As only the Muppets can tell it.
It's good to be heckling again. It's good to be doing anything again.
Filled with holiday warmth
Hey, light the lamp, not the rat, light the lamp, not the rat.
and Christmas spirit.
Jacob Marley?
Oh, that's scary
This promo is a little spastic for my taste.
stuff. Should we be worried about the kids in the audience?
No, it's all right. This is culture.
This is the movie to see, to share, to cherish with someone you love.
Thank you for making me a part of this.
Walt Disney Pictures presents from Jim Henson Productions, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
God bless us, everyone.
Whatever.
Okay, that was cute. promo didn't feature. Oh, we didn't have any flashing lights every 2 minutes, so that's some points and it's negative. What is the ending here? Get out of here. I don't need to see you. What is that music? No, thank you. So, Muppet Christmas Carol. Initial thoughts? I'm initially going to put it in S. I'm not going to lie. I'm initially just going to put it straight into S. Let's take a look at it here. I think Muppet Christmas Carol was probably the closest of all of them, with the exception of the 2009 Jim Carrey version that we didn't see. Muppets aside, it was easily the closest of them. Now, that's not to say it's faultless. Like, it's certainly not, 100% to the book, and that's fine. Like, Bob Cratchit wasn't the only employee. There was other rats. That's fine. It's got its other friends. It's got its little things that set it apart from the other versions. Here's a big problem right here. The Ghost of Christmas Past is a big, enormous, white, gloppy problem that I hate a lot, and that doesn't need to be in the movie, and I hate that they added it. Here's another two problems right here. The two Marleys. I get it. Okay, I get it. I know why they needed to add a second Marley. That said, I think the Marley... In fact, hold on. I've got more to say. No. Hold on. I've got things to say about Marley and Marley. You see these two here? Marley and Marley came in to warn this guy, Ebenezer Scrooge, that he needed to change his ways or they would end up like Marley and Marley. That said, these two chuckle nuts spend the entire time heckling him and not actually showing any remorse whatsoever for their actions in life, thereby absolutely negating the whole point of Marley. I think they should have made Marley the Swedish Chef. That would have been very funny. That would have been very funny if they'd made Marley the Swedish Chef. You will be haunted by the spirit. I get it. I understand why, because they are the crotchety old man / men. I understand. God, that's enough. Oh man, I might need to knock it down to A. Let me look at more of this get out of here. Let me look at more of this promo here. I might need to knock Muppet Christmas Carol down to A. The Ghost of Christmas Present, I love. One of the best. That said, there's very few Ghost of Christmas Presents that I don't love. Like, Ghost of Christmas Present's just a fun character. Fred is fantastic in this version. These two I hate so much. And the more I think about them, the more mad I get at this version. Gonzo and Rizzo are fantastic. But yes. But think of the children, dear. I wish this promo would stop flashbanging us. I just think with all the problems with it as a Christmas Carol adaptation, make it a better scene. In a lot of cases, I disagree. For example, like the scene of them at Bob Cratchit's house, where the kids and everything. That's different and fun, but it doesn't change the core of the book. I'm perfectly okay if they want to change bits of the book. Not everything has to be the same. That's the whole point of adaptations. You are bringing a new spin on something that is old and needs a new spin. I might think of doing a new spin on the Christmas Carol at some point in the new year. Details pending. Speaking of problems, I used to have a big problem with this guy, and if we were doing a tier list like 3 years ago, this guy would drop him down a letter rank all by himself. But honestly, I kind of like Robin's version of Tiny Tim. I have no huge issues with it. Like, separated from the relation of the scene to the story, I think the two Marleys are a better scene than just watching an accurate Marley scene. Do you, though? The song negates itself. The song negates it. Do we have to watch Marley and Marley? We're going to do it. The song negates itself. Where is Marley and Marley? I don't know if we need to actually... Let's just have it on loop in the background. Like... Because Marley is playing the scene straight. Let's watch it. Go back.
Why do you come to me?
Title text here. Michael Caine played every scene straight. That was his thing. He's like, I'm not playing this scene like these are puppets I'm talking to. This is how I'm going to play this scene. Suck it up.
Specialized in causing pain, spreading fear and doubt. And if you could not pay the rent, we simply threw you out. There was the year we evicted the entire orphanage. I remember the little tykes all standing in the snowbank with their little frostbitten teddy bears. We're Marley and Marley, our hearts were painted black.
The question is,
Our evil deeds would put us both in shackles. Captive bound, we're double iron, exhausted by the weight.
I'll let them continue.
From giving laws, oh, prison comes with hate. We're Marley and Marley.
They have very clearly learned nothing in 7 years. These two have learned not a thing.
Friends, you were not unfeeling towards your fellow men.
True, there was something about mankind we loved. I think it was their money.
And I get it. I get it that it's for the joke. I understand. I'm not stupid.
Your future is a horror story written by your crime. Your chains are forged by what you say and do.
What are these terrible chains?
Oh, the chains! We forged these chains.
Oh, now they're sad. See, see, this is okay. You see, at the end of it, they're being wrapped up in their chains and being pulled back down to hell or whatever it is they're trying to express here. But that's not the Christmas Carol.
Reed, you wear such a chain yourself.
Humbug. Speak comfort to me, friends.
Comfort.
That makes me laugh every time I hear it. Comfort. Ah!
Comfort to me, friends.
Comfort. You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Haunted? I've already had enough of that.
Without these visits, you cannot hope to avoid the path we tread. Expect the first ghost tonight when the bell tolls 1.
Can't I meet them all at once and get it over with?
When the bell tolls 1. We're Marley and Marley. Whoa. We're Marley and Marley. Whoa. We're Marley and Marley.
Nope. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed it by just a millimeter before we got flashbanged by that. The absurd amount of chains on them seems like it fits the scene better. Why do I sound like Charlie? Charlie Brown didn't talk about the Christmas Carol. If it makes you feel better, it hurts my eyes too. So here's the question. I am voting for this as the best adaptations of the Christmas Carol. And unfortunately for Muppet Christmas Carol, I think that knocks it down a letter grade. What else does it have in its favor? Okay, I've got another problem with Muppet Christmas Carol. The Ghost of Christmas Future. I'm going to draw a picture of him. Big old gross whole ghost face. Going on bed. I would say best, but that honestly, for me personally, this goatsy. For me personally, best is, I'm gonna get banned if I do it. some AI is going to see it, is going to look at art streams and just chatting and see a gape, and then I'm going to get banned. I'm going to leave it in S for now. For now. I might come back. Okay. What about the reclamation in Muppet Christmas Carol? Okay, I've got another problem with Muppet Christmas Carol. Is the best song from any adaptation. I disagree. I don't particularly like Marley and Marley. I don't even think it's the best song from Muppet Christmas Carol. I think the ending theme from Muppet Christmas Carol is better than Marley and Marley. And maybe that comes from my own personal issue with Marley and Marley. I've got another issue. When they go to Fred's house, Fred is bewildered. Which, of course, he is. He's supposed to be bewildered. Scrooge has denied every single dining invitation for years, but he's bewildered and almost like upset in almost every version, including the book. When Scrooge shows up, he is welcomed with open arms. Scrooge doesn't just like give him some presents and be like, all right, peace, and just bounce. He stays for dinner and plays games and everything. So again, I'm going to leave it in S, but I've got problems. Let's go on to the next version. I could talk about Muppet Christmas Carol all day. But let's go to the Albert Finney version. This is Kitty's favorite. Albert Finney 1971. No, which one is it? Am I stupid? There it is, 1970. This is an old trailer.
What the dickens have they done to Scrooge?
I hate people.
I forgot about that song.
And I don't care if they hate me.
Ebenezer Scrooge has been keeping Christmas his own special way ever since Charles Dickens created him 127 years ago in A Christmas Carol. Now, Cinema Center Films has taken this beloved story of the meanest man in the world and made it into a new musical delight called Scrooge.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done.
You want to talk about the best song in any Scrooge that we've seen thus far? It's Santa City Suit. But a very close second is Thank You Very Much from Scrooge 1970.
For me, I make a double Dutch, but my delight is such. I feel as if a losing war's been won for me. And if I had a cannon, I would fire it to add a sort of celebration touch. But it's an empty cannon and I must simply have to.
This one's growing on me, but I've got a very big problem with it.
Albert Finney makes magic happen, playing Scrooge as both an old miser and a young charmer.
Happiness is standing beside me. I can see him.
Oh,
He can see me.
I forgot about that scene. That's a negative right there.
Brings to life the role of the late Jacob Marley.
I liked him as Marley. This was a great Marley.
You don't believe in me,
I love this Marley.
No, I don't. Why do you doubt the evidence of your own eyes? You're an hallucination. Probably brought on by an undigested bit of beef, or a flub of mustard, or a crumb of cheese,
Rock on my cheese.
or an old potato.
Edith Evans
That was a
plays
good
the
scene.
ghost of Christmas past. And Kenneth Moore is the ghost of Christmas present.
Yeah, this is Kitty's favorite. Okay. I hate to interrupt, but the horn of good cheer that he drinks from and he becomes a drunk baby. Hate that.
London comes vividly alive in a blaze of song and
Yeah,
dance.
he was Jacob Marley in 1970's Scrooge. Good Fezziwig. This version gets the ghost right. You think?
Christmas Carol would be complete without Bob Cratchit and Tiny Tim.
I think the Ghost of Christmas Past is kind of meh. Christmas Present was fine. He was great, actually.
What the dickens have they done to Scrooge? They've made a musical for the pure joy of it.
The Ghost of Christmas Future was fine until it turned into a cheap skeleton. So let's talk about Scrooge. After I get some music. There we go. Let's talk about Scrooge. Baseline right here. First thoughts. I'm going to put it in B. I have some things to say about Scrooge. And you know what I'm going to say about Scrooge because I've said it multiple times. But here's my official stance on Scrooge. This is my first problem. My first major problem. The scene where Albert Finney goes to hell and is locked in Satan's counting house, wrapped in iron chains to a post, which completely negates everything Jacob Marley said in the beginning of the movie. Man has to walk and travel, not get locked to a post in Satan's counting house. That wasn't in the book. Just saying. What do I have to say about Scrooge? Like I mentioned, the Ghost of Christmas Past. Let's talk about the Ghost of Christmas Past. Should have used Jacob Marley's. The Ghost of Christmas Past with the red dress. Where is she? I don't understand the Ghost of Christmas Past. Why did they go with this woman? With all due respect to this woman, she looks like she should have been in Clue. She looks like she should have been in a different movie entirely. Maybe he needed an accountant. But that's not what the Christmas Carol's about. I'm just saying. Ghost of Christmas Past sucks ass in every movie. There are some exceptions. But yeah, for the most part. This one was confusing, which I guess is unique. That's a change of pace. Oh, this one has a very dull sequence of events throughout the Christmas Past. Hi, Micah. Today is the last day we're talking about the Christmas Carol for at least 11 months, I promise. This one has a very long sequence in the past of them going through the courting sequence, which, while adorable, I think we could have gotten by without that. I think we all sort of understood that Scrooge and Belle were an item, and they took some time to get to know each other. It's fine. I think she's a fine I think she's a fine actress and she does a good job. She just confuses me. Ghost of Christmas Present, he's great. This guy's great. Listen to this guy's voice.
Well, go on. I like life. That's better.
I like life. That guy's great. Should do a care about different Sherlock Holmes from different eras. I kind of want to do the second Sherlock Holmes book, maybe in the new year. I forget the name of it. But it's on my very, very long list. She's better than the Ghost of Christmas Past from the Muppets is like almost drop a letter grade on her own. Kind of bad. Do I need to go back? Let's go back. You know what? No, it's going to stay an S, but we're going to complain about it every time I think of something to complain about. I'm going to draw a picture of the terrible ghost from the Muppets Christmas Carol. Like a gross ethereal jellyfish. This is an awful ghost. Boop. Again, gonna leave it in S. Ghost of Christmas Present, he's fine. How's Bob Cratchit in this version? The Bob Cratchit in this version is way too energetic and peppy. But I guess that makes sense for a lot of versions. It's just out of place. A lot of the versions, he's a little laid back, a little reticent. This one is awfully peppy. No, that's not really a negative. Look, fine. You want me to draw? Never mind. I'll draw it later. Oh, I hate this Tiny Tim. Hate strong. I'm not a fan of this Tiny Tim. This Tiny Tim was not giving me I'm a step away from dying vibes, which is very important in my Christmas carols. Like this Tiny Tim looks like he just got back from aftercare. Where's Tiny Tim later in the movie? Here he is. Look at this kid. He's fine. He doesn't need penicillin. He needs toys. He's fine. This looks like Charlie Bucket. Ugh, God. I'm leaving it in B, but I'm not happy about it. Tiny Tim. Yeah, exactly. This Tiny Tim looks like a Disney Channel original movie Tiny Tim. And Tiny Tim is a very important character. I don't feel like I need to mention that. Who's this kid? Oh, this is the kid that he yells down to. Let's we haven't talked about this part of the movie yet. How do we feel about this this particular scene with the kid of it's Christmas Day, sir? I think this one's fine, with the exception of the fact that he doesn't actually yell down to the boy, which, you know, that's just more being pedantic than anything. Reclamation is fine. It has a great song. That's the thank you. Great scene. Absolutely great scene. The thank you very much is enough to raise it a letter grade on its own. This scene makes my blood boil. Let's have a refresher. Look how smug Jacob looks back there.
Freezing cold in here. Lucifer turned the heat off. He thought it might make you drowsy. You'll be the only man in hell who's chilly. Watch out for the rats. They nibble things. Rats?
We're going to see that again, but in slow motion. Excellent. This scene's so bad. I'm leaving it in B. B final answer. What's our next movie here? Oh, here we go. Our next one is the 1999 Patrick Stewart version. This one's going to be a little more straightforward. Where is it? There it is.
From Turner Network Television and Hallmark Entertainment, A Christmas Carol.
Damn you, Merry Christmas.
They couldn't even make that good in the preview. That's the first thing they chose for Scrooge to say from the 1999 version. Ugh.
Entertainment, A Christmas Carol.
Damn you, Merry Christmas.
A story of a man consumed by greed, a mind.
When I got all of these trailers, I did look for the actual original trailer as much as possible. I'm not sure why.
Clouded by ignorance, a soul drowning in bitterness.
What reason have you to be merry? You're poor.
I've always thought of Christmas as a time for good, not a time for profit.
Mediocre Fred.
You keep Christmas in your way. Let me keep it in mine.
Ebenezer, I'm here to warn you. You will be
Mediocre Jacob.
haunted by 3 spirits.
This is all humbug.
His journey will help him rediscover the spirit of Christmas.
Terrible Christmas past.
Find the rewards of kindness and bring true meaning into an empty life.
I know this place. I was a boy here.
There are only shadows of things that have been. You can't see us or hear us.
Dance for us, Mr. Fezziwig.
Fezziwig was great. Oh, I forgot about traveling by tornado. Okay, that needs to give it some points. That this version, they traveled by tornado in the Ghost of Christmas Present. I'll go back to the Ghost of Christmas Present. I've got plenty to say about him.
Money.
What of it?
Our promise to marry was an old one. May you be happy in the life you've chosen.
Go after her. Don't be afraid.
I am the ghost of...
I love the Ghost of Christmas. The Ghost of Christmas Present, and I don't say this lightly, might be the highest point of this movie, which is incredible considering that it has Sir Patrick Stewart in it.
Christmas present.
Tell me, Spirit. Who Tiny Tim live?
I see an empty chair by the fireplace. Unless the future changes, the child will die.
This version of the Christmas Present is fine. I mean, he's really good. He's just even this one he's not as good as other versions.
Tell me,
A little subdued.
who was that wretched man whom I saw lying dead?
You just never know.
In a role he's performed in theaters across the nation.
Show me no more.
Did he do a better job in the theaters?
Torturing me.
And Joel Grey.
These are shadows of things that have been. That they are what they are.
Shadows of the things that would have been.
Was he mocking the ghost?
May be dispelled. They will be. Hello, my fine fellow. What's today?
Why, it's Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas, Bob. I'm gonna raise your salary.
Terrible Bob, by the way. What were they thinking?
Why, it's Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas.
Who is this? Who is this? What were they thinking? Have I been streaming for almost an hour? Holy God. I did not plan enough time for this. That makes my week a little easier.
Bob, I'm gonna raise your salary.
Reawaken the spirit of Christmas with the most spectacular telling of Charles Dickens' magical story, A Christmas Carol.
God bless us.
What a terrible Tiny Tim.
Everyone.
Coming this December, only on TNT.
God bless us. Everyone.
The background set, yeah, agreed. The background sets are pretty bad.
Coming this December, only on.
Let me mute it. Let me loop it. I don't even know what to say about this one. I feel honestly a little upset with this one because this one I was really looking forward to this one. This was Patrick Stewart. This is Captain Picard. And honestly, if they would have done this as kind of like a Doctor Who style, Picard trapped on the holodeck sort of thing, that would have been hilarious and great and fun. But they presented this as a real, legitimate, good representation of the Christmas Carol. And I'm a little upset that Sir Patrick's... Sorry. Just having fun with the dancing. I'm a little upset that Sir Patrick Stewart let that happen. That said, traveling by tornado. Ghost of Christmas Future, I don't even remember in this version. Was it anything? Was it anything special, or was it just a dark, cloaked, cowled man? I don't even remember that ghost. I think, honestly, I cannot in good conscience put Tim Curry and the Patrick Stewart version on the same line. I'm sorry. Absolutely not. In fact, I might move it to D. Well, maybe I'm putting it in C. I'm moving it to D. That was easy. That was a loud sound. Sorry. Wrong button. You shut up. Anyways, let's put that in D. Let's see where we're sitting right now. Scrooge still in B. Muppet Christmas Carol still in A. You think both of those are D? Nah. No. I think it's the bottom tier C. But for now. All right. Next version is the 1951 Alastair Sim version. Okay, where is it? Come here, you. It's not its fault the audio is unlistenable. It's probably a problem of, it being from the 30s.
Not unless you give me more time. Did I ask you for more time to lend you the money? Oh, no, sir. Then why should you ask me for more time to pay it back?
Hard and sharp as flint he was. You asked Bob Cratchit about him.
No, that's the 30s one.
Intimidated little clerk. It's portrayed by Mervyn John. Mrs. Cratchit.
This was a great Cratchit.
The little lame boy. The great-hearted Tiny Tim.
What? The little lame boy. The boy who'll be dead next year.
The little lame boy, the great-hearted Tiny Tim, is played by Glyn Dearman. Michael Hordern gives a spirited portrayal of Jacob Marley, the ghost who changes Scrooge from sinner to saint. Co-starring with Alastair Sim.
I think if I remember right, was this the version where Marley didn't even show up? Am I right in remembering that Marley wasn't even there?
In delightful character roles are Jack Warner and Kathleen Harrison.
Who? Mrs. Dilbert?
Mr. Scrooge, so you forced me to scream for the beadle.
The beadle, madam? A fig for the beadle.
A guinea? Here, what for?
It may have been the 30s version where he didn't show up, but there was one where it was like, Scrooge, I'm in your mind, and definitely real. It's me, right off camera. Scrooge, hold on. Scrooge 1951. Where's Marley? Is this Marley?
You come to me. It is required of every man.
No, this one had Marley. This one's fine. It must be the 1930s version where Marley wasn't even there, because this one had the Ghost of Christmas Past just fine.
Spirit whose coming was foretold to me. I am.
Now, here's the question. Is this version better or worse than the one with Picard? Like this Ghost of Christmas Past. I think this one's better because you can't see him as well. It's a cool effect for 1951, absolutely. Man is way too old.
Oh, dear brother, I have come to bring you home.
Aren't these are supposed to be children?
Home, home, home. Yes, home for good Lord. Home forever and ever.
Okay, shut up. Okay. I'm not going to draw any more asses. So, okay, this one had a weird long segue in the past where they went into Scrooge and Marley screwing over Fezziwig. And there were several versions where Scrooge and Marley went out of their way to screw over Fezziwig, and that's terrible. Is it Vigo from Ghostbusters? I don't think so, because this was a long time before that. It went a long way into just displaying how much of a bag Scrooge was. But honestly, did we need that? I mean, I feel like the whole thing is, Fezziwigs, they show... Hold on. Here, I'll show you. At Fezziwigs, if, dancing scene... Mom, here we go. Look how fun he was having. Look at all this. He's dancing and everything's fun. And then they go to the next scene where he's breaking up with his fiancée. We're smart. We can get that. We don't need to have this long, convoluted plot line where he screws over the boss he very clearly still loves. He loves Fezziwig. When in the book, in every version, when he shows up at Fezziwig's shipping place, whatever, his place of business, he is like thankful and happy because he gets to be with the best boss he's ever had. So why, in God's name, do they spend so much time screwing him over, saying, hey, Scrooge and Marley and Dick, they all got their start at Fezziwigs. Why do they have to screw him over? That seems completely unnecessary. That's all right. I just had to say that, and that'll probably come up again later. But this is the first one where I really noticed it. They bought out Fezziwig, and Fezziwig was in the streets. That's not in the book. You didn't have to do that. That wasn't necessary. This guy who looks like he came from a Disney movie in the '60s. Which I guess was from the future back then. This was the predecessor of the magician from the Disney movies where the cars fly.
Anyway, young fella, you're smart and you're no fool.
What else do I have to say about this version? Anything? Yeah, look at this. Fezziwig just looking in from the streets.
Excuse me, Mr. Scooter. Yes? Pardon the liberty, but do you know if I'm to be kept on here, sir?
What's your present salary?
5 shillings a week.
Where is the Ghost of Christmas Present? Let's take a look. Now, look at this. You see this? We are still in the past up until about the 50-minute mark. This is an hour and 26-minute long movie, including credits. You have not gotten to the present by the 50-minute mark. And although... to be fair, is that common? Let me take a look before I give too much crap. Where were we at the 50-minute mark in the Albert Finney version?
Lucifer turned the heat off. He thought it might make you drowsy. You'll be the only man in hell.
To be fair, the Scrooge version is 40 minutes longer. Whatever, that's not relevant. Let's take a look at Alastair Sim. For all of the reasons I've mentioned, initial thoughts, I'm going to put it in C, behind Tim Curry. I don't know if it's going to stay there. They're really, other than the parts that made me mad, other than the things that they wildly changed for no reason, other than this guy who was not necessary. How's this Marley? Completely forgettable. Cool effect, but completely It did have this dumb ghost scene, I think. Did this? Yeah. I love all of this. Oh, this needs to be a channel. All of the versions that had hilarious scenes where they look out the window and there's ghosts trying to trying to help the people. Whoopi Goldberg sucks so much in that movie. That's fair. You know what? Fair enough. I'll put it in front of The Christmas Carol. Honestly, it might not even stay in D. It might C. It's better than Picard, and I don't feel okay putting them on the same platform, on the same level, I mean. Here's what is weird about this version. Everyone, or every list I've ever seen, seems to think that this version is like the best version that's ever existed of The Christmas Carol, which is bonkers. Is it bad? No. This is a great Bob Cratchit. I love this Bob Cratchit. Great family, great goose. Even Grey Goose, you know? I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that ranking right there. So I think it's just about break time. I've turned off the alerts. I might turn them back on again later, but I didn't. So we'll go ahead and take our break now. So Kitty can take a break. I think the 1951 is the right aesthetic for most of the Christmas carols. I think it's very good. I think for the time, it was fantastic, and maybe that's what people are basing it off of. Like in 1951. What really did you have? What other versions of The Christmas Carol did you have? The only other version I know of that came out before 1951 was this one, the one that we'll talk about later, the one with old lumpy potato Scrooge. Oh, I'm going to go pee-pee. Let me go do the ads real quick. We'll be back in 3 minutes. We'll take a look at this tier list a little longer. 100%, Micah. Absolutely. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Here. Sorry. All right. Where are we? What is our next, excuse me, item on the list? Oh, good. Next item on the list is, I think this is the last of the ones we actually watched. So we have gone through the 5 that we watched on stream. And the Kelsey Grammer one. Where do I even put that one? Initial thoughts. I'm going to put it in B. Underneath Albert Finney. Initial thoughts. You know what? I'm going to leave it there for now. And we're going to take a look at the trailer. Where is it? Is this it? I think it is.
Abundance, charity, goodwill toward men. Get with the spirit, because you're going to hear it again.
Now this is some resolution right here. What is this, 240p?
To understand the present, learn from the past. You love nothing quite so much as gold, Ebenezer.
I helped you both get started.
Dear Scrooge.
It was my
This is the one that had Jason Alexander in it. This is the one Sproul likes a lot.
To be another man from what I was, but the night is waning fast, and it is precious time to me.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
Now it's your turn, Ebenezer. Take it!
Why, it is I, your Uncle Scrooge.
Scrooge is too young. He's too young. And I didn't say that about Albert Finney, because Albert Finney did a really good job at being an old man. I can't even read any of that. I'm not gonna lie, Kelsey Grammer is an excellent singer. So was everybody in this movie. Songs are bad. Yeah, I mean, they're not great songs, but his singing of them wasn't too terrible. Excuse me. Take a drink real quick. I honestly, the ghosts were relatively unremarkable. I do love that they had that one, the one lady from Ally McBeal. Probably one of my favorite ghosts of Christmas Past. I really love that I have a mute button. Oh, that would be really loud coughing otherwise. I do love that they have the Ally McBeal ghost. She's probably one of my favorite Christmas Past ghosts. She's not very authentic and doesn't really fit the actual... doesn't fit the story per se, but, you know... I'm talking about what is the best representation of the Christmas Carol. And while I don't really feel personally that they kept... I can't even say that, though. Because they did keep, to the most part, to the script. Like, it is, other than people dancing around a lot... This dubstep's killing me. No, something else, please. Thank you. I don't really have much else to say about it, to be 100% honest. I think a low B, is right where it belongs. Am I going to put all of the musicals in B? No, because a lot of these ended up being musicals. Musical. 4 out of 5 of these ended up being musicals. I'm not sure why I assumed that was not the norm. So next version was the first one we didn't actually watch, that we couldn't watch on stream, is the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol. They need to be musicals to sell. I don't think this one isn't. The Disney version with Jim Carrey wasn't a musical. You never seen it? That's a good one. I recommend it. I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna have my voice crack a little more, if that's cool. I'm gonna put this one in A for now. I'm gonna put it in A for now. This one, Kitty doesn't like very much. This Kitty not a fan of this one, and I respect her opinion. I love the Ghost of Christmas Present in this one. This one, unfortunately, was that was a Disney Plus. I don't think I'm ever going to get this one on stream. Not without just straight up breaking TOS. Kitty and I watch this on a cruise ship, and I think we mentioned it every time we see it. For some reason, that's valuable information. This one was actually like a proper ghost story.
Haunted by 3 spirits. I'd rather not.
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Stupid. This is stupid. I get it. I get that they were trying. This one, honestly, feels the most authentic of any of them, including Muppets Christmas Carol. That said, this one features a dissenting trip to hell, which, again, I've mentioned before, not my favorite thing. I think if I had to have one big issue with a lot of this, there was a lot of filler that they needed for this one to keep the kids entertained.
What if you were given a second chance to get your...
Oh God, I have so much to say about the Ghost of Christmas future. The future of this one knocks it down a letter grade. Full stop.
life right?
That's why it's not an S.
This holiday season, the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future
Get away! Get away!
will give one man that chance. This November, Walt Disney Pictures and Image Movers Digital invite you to experience the classic tale like you've never seen it before in Disney Digital 3D and IMAX 3D.
Christmas IMAX. You have more buzzwords? This is like very shortly after the Grinch. They actually, no, it wasn't. This was 9 years after the Grinch. Never mind. I'm gonna stop talking. Okay. So here's the thing. No. There we go. Here's the thing. Ghost of Christmas Past was a silly candle man who, while I didn't personally care for him, you know, you do what you gotta do. Scrooge was great. I think Jim Carrey did a fantastic Scrooge. I think the graphics were top notch for the time. I thought Marley's introduction was actually spooky and interesting. They tried for humor, which, you know, they had varying success. Ghost of Christmas Present's great because he's just sarcastic at all times. This here, like, this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. It's just a lot of sequences of them just doing action where there was no need for it. I get it. You need to have a movie. This needed to be a thing, but they spent a lot of time in the future just running through the streets of London. And like I mentioned, this was one of the ones where Scrooge finally gets his lesson of, I'm going to die. I'm going to be in a graveyard. People are going to be happy to see me gone. I'm going to be ripped apart like roadkill. And there will be nothing left of me. Nothing, no mourners, no friends to bid me farewell, that sort of thing. And then they throw it all away by saying, you know what Jacob Marley said in the beginning? Let's just negate all that and just throw him in the hell pit. Because that makes sense. I thought Fred in this version was, I haven't even seen Fred. I wasn't paying that much attention. Have we seen Fred in this? It was Colin Firth, wasn't it? It's interesting that they didn't include that. Unless I've just missed him every time. Colin Firth was great in this. I don't remember who played Bob, but Bob did a really great job. This one was really good. I think this one belongs in A. It doesn't belong in S. Ghost of Christmas Future knocks it down a letter grade easily. The stupid Ratatouille style chase sequence, no, I think A is absolutely fine there. The 1984 Christmas Carol one, this is the one that I skipped out on for time reasons, and thank God I did. This is the one that made me want to start watching other versions of the Christmas Carol, because this one I hadn't known about. Gary Oldman. Oh, is that Oh, did I not find a trailer of that one? Oh, well, never mind. Well, I might skip a lot past this one. This one is, I'm going to put this as my own indication here, like my own personal. I think this is a great version of the Christmas Carol. I'm going to put it in haven't seen, because I don't feel like it's fair to give it a actual ranking without having seen the entirety of it. And I'm probably going to end up doing that with Potato Scrooge too. This is the one with George C. Scott. I'll see if I could find a trailer, but there might not be a Scott. George C. Scott Christmas Carol trailer. Okay, there is a trailer. Never mind.
It's Christmas, a time for celebration, a time of goodwill to all men. All, that is, except one.
Those of us with means should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
This was a great Scrooge. And honestly, the only problem I had with this one was that I didn't have anything fun to say about it. He's a great Scrooge who does a good job, like, with his role. I think all of the characters in this are pretty on par, pretty on spot on.
Is matched only by his greed and lust for wealth.
Christmas comes but once a year.
Not a fan of Bob. I'm not sure what they thought about Bob, but not a fan of old Bob.
Poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December.
Little lame, considering it's 1984. This, I don't know, was this a good practical effect in 1984? I'm thinking no.
You will be haunted by three spirits. I think I'd rather not.
Mediocre Marley.
Charles Dickens' immortal tale is brought to life as you've never seen it before.
One of the few versions, in fact, the only one I think that's like saw the the hearse in the streets.
I am the ghost of Christmas past. You will see yourself.
Ebenezer Scrooge!
You are more worth.
I feel like they got the same guy to play every version of Ghost of Christmas Present. Can we find a guy with a brown beard that's curly who's mad? I guess it just looks terrible.
I will not be the man I must have been but for this visitation. Why show me this if I am past all hope?
Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, with an all-star cast including Frank Finlay, David Warner, Susanna York,
Who?
Edward Woodward,
Who?
Nigel Davenport,
Who?
Joanne Whalley,
Who?
and George C. Scott as
Hey, him I know.
A Christmas Carol.
Merry Christmas to everybody, and a Happy New Year to the world, to everybody.
We didn't get to the end of this version, but I love the fact that this is another version that has a fully unplucked turkey. Congratulations, Merry Christmas, Bob. Here's a turkey. Pluck it yourself. Look at this. Here's your bird, dipshit. Also, why is Tiny... I'm sorry. Excuse me? Tiny Tim is walking and running, crutchless. Is this just some other kid, or is this not the kid that dies this year? We have a lot of questions, and I feel like it's unfair to judge it until we see it. But if I had to give it a ranking just now on what I've seen, it honestly feels like a really good version. I think I would give it like a low A, but I'm not ranking it because I don't know enough about it. I'm going to have to see more about it. Mickey's Christmas Carol. Oh boy. Oh, where's the trailer? There it is. I have words. DMCA'd part of the stream. The really funny thing is that Donald probably is not with Daisy in this because Daisy's with his uncle. Or at least she was back in the 20 years before, or at least 10 years before this movie took place.
Merry Christmas and a bah humbug to
Is this a fan thing? Is this a real trailer or is this a fan trailer? Was this an official trailer? This is terrible. We must thank Mr. Scrooge.
Surely they have more food than that. I pay you 2 shillings a day.
You know, I think that's actually pretty close to accurate. If he pays him 2 shillings a day, that's 14 shillings a week, which is 1 shilling less than he's supposed to get, but he does get a hay penny. He gets an extra hay penny every day because he does his laundry. This advertisement is very spastic. I like this version of Tiny Tim because, and this sounds terrible, but because he's properly crippled. I mean, is that a terrible thing to say? Is it bad that I want Tiny Tim to be Tiny Tim? Okay, yeah, I think this was a fake fan edit. Okay, whatever. You got it. That's Mickey's Christmas Carol. We can't watch it on YouTube. There's never going to be a situation in which Disney allows that on YouTube. Initial thoughts. I'm going to initially put it in S. But it's not permanent. Mickey's Christmas Carol is very good, but it's extremely short. Mickey's Christmas Carol, like all the other ones that I've talked about today, like the Picard one. No, the Picard one didn't go to hell. This one takes a trip to hell. He goes into a flaming casket at the end, which completely negates the point of everything he's done up to that point of the movie. What else? Ghost of Christmas Past, probably one of the best Ghost of Christmas Past. Not gonna lie. Jiminy Cricket, while kind of annoying, is kind of on par with the character. I mean, that's kind of what he does. That's his thing. So I mean, if you don't like Jiminy Cricket, I don't know what to tell you. Fred is fine. Fred being Donald, I think, works in this circumstance, especially considering who Donald and Uncle Scrooge, that actually fits their characters. Mickey, I think, does a great Bob Cratchit. Minnie has 0 lines. I think they subtracted 3 kids from the Cratchit family. Do I have anything else important to mention about I don't think so. I feel like I am willing to be selfish enough to put Mickey's Christmas Carol in S, but in my heart of hearts, I feel like it honestly belongs in the top of A. I'm going to put it in S for now, mostly out of purely personal and selfish reasons, but it probably should be an A for a multitude of reasons. This version I don't think I've ever even talked about. And in fact, I might just put it in the haven't seen, but I thought I'd mention this one. This is the 1971 animated version.
What do you want with me?
We might end up watching this next year.
I don't.
It's only a half hour.
You may be an undigested bit of beef, a fragment of an underdone potato.
Look at that face.
There's more of gravy than of grave about you.
It's not good. I have actually seen it, so I feel comfortable ranking it. It is bonkers. I'm not sure what they were thinking with this one. I don't think it has a trailer. 1971. I can't type. Animated Alistair Sim trailer. No, there's no trailer, just the full movie. His stupid little elf cap is killing me. I know he wears a bed cap, but come on. Is he wearing it the whole movie, like a oblio? The Ghost of Christmas Past being like out of focus the whole time is actually pretty canon to the book. How's the sound?
All what they are, do not blame me.
Take me back. Haunt me no longer.
And they are Cliff Notes version of this book. That's the Ghost of Christmas Present.
I am the Ghost of Christmas Present.
Probably the worst one we've seen so far.
You have never seen the like of me before. Spirit, conduct me.
Other than Whoopi, the worst we've seen so far. I'm not going to be mean.
Me coming home, that he hoped the people who saw him in the church because he was a criminal. cripple, and it might be pleasant to them to remember upon Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
It's pretty straightforward and honest to the book, to be fair. That said, it's pretty boring. Shut the hell up, little Timmy.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dear.
Who labor in the bowels of the
I like this one because it actually takes the time to draw out the minors, like the laborers in the bowels of the earth. But even they know me. Like, we didn't need to see this. There's a reason this is cut out of almost every version. This was not necessary. Whoop. We don't need to see any more of that. Not. We might watch more of that next year. We'll see. You know what? I have seen it, so I will, and you've seen it too. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this one. No, go back. I'm going to put you there, and I'm going to put you there. Yeah, agreed. It's going to be in the top of D. It can't be in C. It's not nearly in the same category, but it's better. You know what? To be fair, it is better than the Picard version. It honest to God, better than the Patrick Stewart version. Got 2 more to go. Unfortunately, it's not going to take 2 streams. That's good because I had an idea for next time. What is our next one? I don't think the 1935 one has a trailer. I think this is a fan-made trailer because they didn't have trailers back then. So this is the 1935 one that we stopped watching for the same reason as the 1984 version. I didn't really have a ton to say about it, and it's fine. Ugh. That font. I don't remember if it was this one that had the really terrible tinny audio, or if it was the night. I think it was this one, and that was part of the reason we stopped watching it so much. When I was doing the
I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
yeah, it didn't even show Jacob. That was the easiest one. Just show a man.
I wear the chain I forged in life.
And he was just a voiceover.
To save you if possible.
I'm pretty sure Comic Sans wasn't around in that time, but
You will be haunted by 3
I don't know why Kelsey Grammer didn't.
the visions of a Christmas past, a Christmas present, and a Christmas yet to come.
You know, I scheduled one day for the Disney animated movies tier list. I'm going to need a lot longer than that.
Spirit of Christmas past.
Spirit, I cannot bear it. Haunt me no more. Touch my robe.
I like how the version of Christmas Presents is the only one I've ever seen to not have a beard, other than the Mickey's Christmas Carol. Well, that one doesn't count because he is a very specific character. And Whoopi Goldberg, who also doesn't count.
The poor chimney corner, a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. The child
What is this music? I know it's a fan edit, but what are you doing?
Ghost of the future, I fear you all.
It's possible. I mean, the sound was annoying, but not altogether. Like, I would have been fine listening to the rest of it with that sound. I wouldn't have loved it, but we could have listened to the rest. I'm going to put it in haven't seen because I don't think it's fair to give it a ranking. Finally, we have Scrooged. And I have seen Scrooged once, I think. I know a lot of people love Scrooge. Scrooge is one of those movies that people talk about a lot, and it's like I feel like I should like it more. I need to see it again. I'll give it a ranking, but I don't think it will be a necessarily fair ranking because, like I said, you missed all of Rory's bad opinion. You sure did. You sure did, Sproul.
I got into broadcasting because I like to give.
Hey, that's my cab.
Sometimes I found myself hurting from giving too much.
Fire these people.
But it's Christmas.
Bah humbug.
You are going to be visited by 3 ghosts.
What the hell is that?
Expect the first one tomorrow
Okay, I can't rank Scrooge. I obviously don't remember it at all.
at noon.
God, tomorrow's bad for me, Lou. I'm the ghost.
I'm the ghost of Christmas present.
I had a funny feeling.
I can't get the antlers glued onto this little guy.
Have you tried Staples?
Don't you dare.
I love Bill Murray.
So happy, but so poor.
She made me do for a raise.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably. May I? Oh, I'm having the weirdest day.
It's never too late. You can always change if you want to.
I've never liked a girl enough to give her 12 sharp knives.
For a couple of hours out of the whole year, we are the people that we always hoped we would be.
Did I forget something, big man?
God blesses everyone.
I need to watch Scrooged. It looks fun. But I'm not going to rank it because obviously I don't remember any of it. So you want to know my terrible opinions, bro? Okay, from bottom to top, I'll tell you my opinions. No. Sure. So from bottom to top, bottom of the barrel, we have the Patrick Stewart 1990 version. 1999, excuse me. Absolutely awful. Absolutely dreadful, terrible version. I think I'm more... yeah, exactly what Gorb said. It's not necessary... Look at that terrible AI-generated art in the background. It's not so bad if you look at it from a distance, but I think that's the Joker. The Patrick Stewart version, I feel like it should have been better considering he does this. Like, that's what he does. He does Shakespeare. He does Charles Dickens. I don't understand, and it's not okay, and it belongs at the very bottom, right after the abnormal, terrible. I think this is the 1971 Christmas Carol that was voiced by Alastair Sim. It's not good. It's not good. Oh yeah, and I forgot. Gorp's right. The sets are bad. Everybody's bad. All of the characters are bad. The only character that's any good is the Ghost of Christmas Present, and even he is pretty subdued compared to the others. This version we just talked about. This animated version from Alastair Sim It's weird. It looks, the guys who drew it were probably on something. I don't know what. It's not legal in any state. We'll probably watch it we might watch it next year if we do something Christmas Carol related. Bottom of Sea. Bottom of Sea is the Alastair Sim normal A Christmas Carol version. Patrick Stewart is trying something that doesn't work in the movie, starts to plan it. I don't understand. It's not a good, he doesn't even play a good representation of Scrooge. It's not a good Scrooge. It's not a believable Scrooge. And I don't understand. For someone who has spent, as far as I know, his entire life acting, I don't understand why he is so dreadfully awful. And I'm not... am I weird in thinking that Scrooge isn't a very hard character to play? You start by playing an asshole, and then at the end of the movie, you're no longer an asshole. I don't know. I feel like it's not necessarily an easy role, but way easier than Patrick Stewart made it out to be. If Patrick Stewart was playing the character, something like saying like the Muppet Kid, agreed. If he played in the next one, like in the Tim Curry Christmas version, then he would be great. But he played it as if he was Picard in the holodeck. And I don't understand why he didn't try just a little harder. I hate to, be Circus Peanuts from the sidelines here, telling Sir Patrick Stewart how to act. But come on. You could have tried a little harder. I don't know if I accept that as an excuse, Scorp. It's Sir Patrick Stewart. I feel like he did a particularly dismal job. In fact, hold on. Stop. Patrick Stewart. I'll tell you later, Sprawl, but for now, that's your problem because you're late. And you think about that next time. What the fuck was I looking up? Patrick Stewart, 1999 Christmas Carol. Hold on a second.
I just kicked his ass!
Woo! Let's take a look at the credits here on this Patrick Stewart version. I'm pretty sure he produced the thing. He might have even directed it. Like, I could have sworn somewhere that I saw that Patrick Stewart, did everything with this. Could be wrong. It was probably totally. Oh, you want to see some of these sets?
A Merry Christmas to you, Mr.
Look at this. An uninspired set. This is a particularly terrible set because this is supposed to be the counting house. This is supposed to be it's so easy to make a counting house. Just go to an antique shop. Just put in some books. Also, you want to know why this one's so low? And some extra bonus on why this one's so low? This guy right here. This particular character right here brings him down at least one letter grade. At least one letter grade. All on his own. The only redeeming part of this movie is this guy over here. Where is he? The Ghost of Christmas Present, who I can't seem to find. There he is.
Copies of his Christian name.
And frankly, he's just fine. He does an okay job.
Here I am, the Ghost of Christmas Present, going to bless him.
Here's some jizz. I feel perfectly justified in that one. The Alastair Sim version, like I was saying earlier, is fine. It firmly belongs in a weird, boring, dumb version that doesn't have anything special. Alastair Sims and everybody else in the movie always has their eyes way wide open. Can you rank them based on best to worst Joe portrayals? I don't think I don't think this one had a Joe trip, did it? I don't think this one had a Joe. Wait, we could have watched this in black or in color? Why did we watch it in black and white? Oh, nope, this one did have a Joe trip.
You was born to make a fortune, ma'am, and you certainly will. These blankets,
Who else do you think? He ain't likely to take cold without him.
Did you? I didn't notice, Gorp. I'm sorry. I don't hate the 51 version. It's fine. But I think bottom of C is perfectly fine. It's boring. You know why I don't particularly like it? I don't like it. I mentioned it earlier, but they added in a bunch of characters that they didn't need to, and they spent. And they spent like a good amount of the movie betraying Fezziwig. And honestly, any movie where they take a good amount of time making Scrooge into a jerk to the only person he shows any real love and compassion towards, no matter what version, even this version, if you go to where they go to Fezziwig's party, he is instantly happy. But Fezziwig, the man himself, alive again. He makes him happy because he was the only employer who ever showed him, who showed him love and how to make someone happy. And then, just to be a dick, they take it 15 minutes later and they decide, hey, we don't want Scrooge and Fezziwig to be, we don't want that memory to be happy anymore. Let's just have Scrooge completely eviscerate the memory of Fezziwig by buying his business, by not giving him a loan, by being predatory. I hate it. I hate it. Every version of it that they do that, which is only a couple of them. I think the Kelsey Grammer version does it too, but it's not quite as dismal. Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol. I kind of like the animated version. I don't think it's particularly well. I don't think it's a good version of the Christmas Carol. Hold on, where is it? 1997. That's totally what happened to Fezziwig. Not necessarily. Fezziwig died. I mean, Fezziwig, he is not alive by the end of the movie. Hold on, Tim Curry animated.
Fate of this unhappy man.
Let me take a look at this. Visual wise, it's hideous. This movie is visually ugly, and I think there's no getting around that. He died after Scrooge took his business. There's no evidence of that in the book. I really don't like the rendition, whatever they did with Bob Cratchit. Just a gross version of Bob Cratchit. You want to see him assault the boys with coal again? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The part where he sent Scrooge, or he sent Bob out to go collect the coal that he assaulted the children with, was a legitimately funny part of the scene.
When a woman is pregnant, her senses are all heightened. Zero R Pac-Man.
When a woman is pregnant, her senses are all heightened. Pac-Man. Things you learn on roasting. Where's the coal? Here we go. Oh, it was only like one piece of coal. Nope, I stand corrected. It was a handful of coal. He assaults that child. How was Babby formed? I think I might be being too fair to this one, but it's possible that you're being unfair, Gorp. This is the only one that has a dog. The only version that has a dog. That said, the songs are terrible.
Deed goes unpunished and no crook goes straight.
Random sacrifices.
Falsely playing ices.
I don't believe that Scrooge would partake in a song during his normal dinner.
Man's most hateful trait.
See the Christmas snow falling down to target your heart while you're in disguise.
What happened to Dog Goes to the Future? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. What happened to the dog? Oh, the dog didn't even go into the... He didn't even go into the future. He didn't even go anywhere, I think. I think he sort of bounced after the past, maybe?
A bad dream, was it? Are you the first spirit?
I think the dog stays... Yeah, he doesn't even go with them, I don't think.
You're no help, Dabbit. Let go.
This is so silly. Debit does go with him, but okay. So when does Debit...
Let's see another Christmas.
Across this.
Okay, I've stopped caring. But yeah, I don't think he goes into the future. Like, at all.
Spirit, I don't understand the meaning.
I do like this 1994, WB Kids Entertainment sci-fi villain that's popping in over here.
I don't understand the meaning of this. Who?
I think all things together, it does look like a Dementor. I feel okay with this. Now, as for this one, bottom of B, I think the Christmas Carol with Kelsey Grammer. If I was smart, I would have actually had these, but I actually deleted all of the thumbnails. This is a very well-made movie. Like, regardless, we're not okay. This one actually has Fezziwig being betrayed, which I don't like. Jason Alexander did a great job. He's a great singer.
Your spirit will go forth in death, and you shall wear a
The songs are terrible, but the singing is fantastic.
coins I hoarded for a rainy day. Now with every jingle I'm disgraced. Locks and keys that helped me keep the poor away.
I love this giant padlock. The entire outfit is yeah, exactly. The giant padlock is hilarious and very much Kingdom Hearts. Jason Alexander is great. I love this ghost. I don't know why they went this direction with the Ghost of Christmas Past, but I'm glad they did. Kingdom Hearts is lights. Or likes a sexy ghost. I mean, come on. Hold on.
Wow, you got that off the internet? In my day, the internet was only used to download
Pornography. Okay, Sproul, would you rather have her or this guy? This girl or this guy? Just saying. Who? Sexy Ghost? No, she's passed. Oh, I hope I looked over excitedly at Buttspot because I thought he would say no, she's Butt, and now I'm sad.
A ridiculous extravagance, I say.
Okay, Kelsey, I wish I hadn't listened to you talk because I forgot a very important part about the Christmas Carol, the musical with Kelsey Grammer and Jason Alexander. The fact that it's Kelsey Grammer who makes zero effort to hide the fact that it's Kelsey Grammer pretending to be Scrooge. I just need him talking. Which is hard because they're like singing the whole time. That's almost enough to knock it a letter grade right there. Where is it at? It's at the bottom of B. Ghost of Christmas. Hold on. We might need some tiebreaker here. What does this one does not travel to hell. He doesn't fall into a fiery pit of hell, which I do appreciate. That is something that's nice. C plus. Once Fraser talked. Yeah, you're right there too, Glorp. Everything is so good. That said, the Ghost of Christmas Present, I feel like is not correct. He doesn't feel like he doesn't feel like he's mean enough.
Meaningful moral. Excellently said, Mr. Scrooge.
Grateful the poor are for the rich. Thanks to the 1%.
You call this Christmas dinner?
Okay. Yeah, I think that one's going right at the top of C. The more I'm watching of it, the more it's sliding down. So I think I'm going to stop watching it before it grinds right on down to D. No, enough. I put B as Albert Finney. This Albert Finney Scrooge. I honestly, I think that's fair. Albert Finney Scrooge is so long. It's so long, and honestly, it would be higher. I would happily put the Albert Finney version higher. Isn't enough good for it to be C as safe as A. Kelsey Grammer was better. It's more than just Kelsey Grammer. I think there's a lot of acting going on in that version. Scrooge would be higher if it wasn't for this scene right here. And we've already talked about that, but we won't. But if it wasn't for the fact that this scene made everything else in the movie completely irrelevant, Kelsey Grammering. By the way, I found Alice. What? That list I found put Alistair Sim. Yeah, agreed, Sprawl. They a lot of versions put that. A lot of lists put him as number one. What's this scene? Oh, you don't know? Yeah, I have a new channel with that ghost. He's hilarious. One of those 1970s movies. Agreed. This movie is so 1970s. So, long story short, Scrooge, you saw what happened. And now, let's just skip another 45 seconds here. Look how much time I'm skipping where nothing is happening. Scrooge meets Marley in hell. Marley takes him down to the counting house, to Satan's counting house, and he becomes Satan's clerk. Which is kept very cold because, you know, Scrooge.
Lucifer turned the heat off. He thought it might make you drowsy. You'll be the only man in hell who's chilly. Watch out for the...
And Jacob Marley is just being a jerk this whole time. It's like, why did you even bother trying to help? Are the rats in hell too? Is this rat hell or is this just normal life for rats?
I almost forgot. I knew there was something. They apologize that you're...
It is a good job, but that's not the point. He's supposed to wander Earth.
It's so big, they had to take on extra devils at the foundry to finish it. It's even bigger than I thought it would be. Oh,
Here comes the chain.
here it is now.
Everyone else can have something like walking the earth or never washing never-ending dishes. I suppose, but that's even worse than Kitty. That's not the point. The point isn't about damnation, though. The whole point of the movie and the book is not about damnation. It's about his reclamation. Can't do this to me. Get these sweaty, sexy demons away from me. Oh, jeez. Oh. Exactly. I'd hate that. I would hate it if they did that.
That's quite a chain, isn't it? Help me! Help me!
So he doesn't even have to carry the chain. The whole point is it's going to be a perilous chain that he has to carry as he walks throughout the earth. No, he's sitting on the ground. Anyways, this scene drops at a letter grade all on its own. That said, thank you very much, which is probably the best song we've seen so far, like the best song in any of these movies, raises it a letter grade. So it's sort of equal ground. So honestly, I think B is fair. I think B is perfectly fair. A is The Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. We talked a little about it earlier. I think, honestly, which one did he kidnap a child? Which one was that? God, I don't remember. Was that the Alistair Sim? Here, we can watch the trailer again. The Scrooge? No, it wasn't Scrooged. Or it wasn't the 1970 version. Because he meets the kid in the street. And he doesn't drag him inside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good movie. I gave this movie a lot of credit because it's a proper ghost story.
I'd rather not.
Jim Carrey is great in it. Hate the ghost. So anyways, yeah, TLDR. Agreed. TLDR, the movie is fantastic. Colin Firth is great. Person who Kitty mentioned earlier, Gary Wilson?
What if you were given a second chance?
Something like that.
To get your life right.
But there are several scenes that are unnecessary and terrible that actively detriment the movie.
We'll give one man that chance.
I think this version did the death scene proper, like the scene in the graveyard. It was spooky without being, hey, you're going to hell.
Never seen it before. In Disney Digital 3D and IMAX 3D.
If I'm remembering the versions, I could be thinking them wrong. Yeah, there's only Sexy Lady in one version of the Christmas Carol. At least as far as I can tell. We haven't seen the Mr. Magoo version, but that one might be sexy. Let me see. Jim Carrey, Christmas Carol, Ghost of Christmas Future. I want to see if that scene's on YouTube. Like, this scene is like proper, legitimately scary, air quotes. Oh no, never mind. This is being dragged into the grave. Never mind. I'm going to leave it in A, but I don't like that scene. You think the problem with the sexy ghost is the actress? What's wrong with the actress from 30 Rock? Next on the list is Mickey's Christmas Carol. You know, everyone knows my love for Mickey's Christmas Carol. Mickey's Christmas Carol, honestly. Now, here's the thing. I've criticized it constantly. Agreed. Now, I don't think it's a very good Christmas Carol. I don't think... That said, I didn't say it was... When did I say it was crap? I had never said it was crap. That is... that is gaslighting. I said that it has a lot of issues, and I will say that till my dying day. A Cratchit would be caught dead before saying the goose was too small. This trailer is not a good example, but this probably is the shortest version. It's honestly a little impressive how much they are able to fit in while being entertaining and still fitting the core of the book and still keeping to the core of the characters. Honestly, there's a lot to it that is positive. No, Sprawl. They've that's why they cast them like that. But no, they've been Uncle Scrooge for like decades. Honestly, like I mentioned earlier, and you can check the VOD, I said it earlier, objectively speaking, Mickey's Christmas Carol belongs in A. But me personally, I'm going to go ahead and be a little selfish for Christmas and say it is a A- or an S-, I guess. That said, Muppet Christmas Carol is probably the best of the versions, easily. It doesn't come close. I've given my complaints earlier. I've said what I don't like about it. Marley and Marley, for example, terrible, just absolutely dreadful. But, you know, I'm not the only person who watches this. Glorb loves them. So, hey, I am not the only one. They didn't make the movie just for me.
Until the magical night he meets someone extraordinary. Hello. The Muppet Christmas Carol.
I went on a diatribe about Marley and Marley, so I don't feel like doing it again. I'm getting pretty tired. But I'm not Marley and Marley fan. That said, I am a Gonzo and a Rizzo fan. And here's what I really like about Muppet Christmas Carol is that Muppet Christmas Carol, I think I mentioned this before at some point, I'm sure, but Muppet Christmas Carol came out before that stupid shrimp became a thing with the Muppets. And if I could go the rest of my life without seeing it, okay, again. Hey, you again. It was a shrimp again. I hate that thing. Hope it drowns. I just want to crush it. Just want to crush it with my foot. Okay. Michael Caine does a fantastic rendition of Scrooge. Kermit is a great Marley. This ghost, what can we say? How about we say, what is the worst ghost? And unfortunately, we're going to have to pick between the Patrick Stewart version and the Muppet Christmas Carol version of the Ghost of the Past. Those are the two worst ghosts. And it isn't close.
Coming to video cassette this fall. It's the Muppet Christmas Carol.
God bless us, everyone. Whatever.
I'm definitely more used to the Muppet Christmas Carol version. I think if I had to pick one, yeah, no. Whoopi's better than both. Whoopi's bad, but Whoopi is just mediocre. Hold on. Tim Curry, not Muppet Treasure Island. Ghost of Christmas Present. Let's find Whoopi. Ed Asner was in this? Who was Ed Asner?
I bet you've never had a guest like me before.
I'm sure I haven't, madam.
Why did they go this route?
Bet your prayers bed, nor have you entertained any of my earlier family members.
Oh, I forgot how bad she was. Yeah, I feel confident on where it is now. Is it above Kelsey Grammer? I'm thinking no. It was Smee. You Captain. You Captain. I think this is a fair list. Let me look at my. How do I make a screenshot? Do I have to do it manually, like some sort of nerd? Nice. All right, I'm gonna save this in my very roundabout way, and I think I will call it there. I had actually like 3 more things. I had like videos to watch. I was gonna watch the making of Mickey's Christmas Carol and the making of the Muppets. I thought I was gonna have I thought the tier list was gonna take like 45 minutes. It took longer than that. And it's not even, there's like 15 of them I haven't even watched. Thursday, we're going to do something. I might do something on the Switch so I can test that out, make sure it's still running, but I will figure that out then. Thanks for hanging out, guys. That was fun. I promise we won't talk about Christmas Carol for a while. Christmas is already over. Goodbye.
Thanks for your time. Have a good day.